Hello everyone. This video is going to show you how to find and also navigate one of our Gale primary source archive databases. So the one we're going to focus on today is the Women's Studies Archive. And to find that, you need to go to our website, library.coker.edu. Once you're there, just go to Research Help, go down to Databases. You will get this page here. Just click on the W, it's the quickest way to get there, and it's going to be your third option right here. It's going to be Women's Studies Archive. Just click that, and it should take you to the database. So once everything loads, and you will see this page here. So what this database specifically does is it has digitized archived collections of primary sources related specifically to different areas of women's studies. So you can get your About This resource here. You can click this to do more. What it does is it basically takes you to this page here. But you can see here, you can go ahead and read through what exactly the Women's Studies Archive covers and the reasoning why it's trying to make sure that a lot of these manuscripts and documents are archived and digitized and held within this database for everyone to be able to view freely, since you are a Coker faculty or student. So you can access these, check all these cool collections out, all these great publications. So one of the first ways that you can start to search these is you can do a regular search if you just want to do a basic search, if you're just doing a one-term search. I always recommend doing advanced searching. It just allows you to kind of coordinate your search a little better, make it a little more relevant. You have all of your basic search tools here. You have your search boxes right in here. You put your search terms. You have your fields, so all of your different search fields that you might want to utilize to help make your search a little more relevant. You also have your Boolean operators over here, your and, or not, which allows you to narrow or expand your searches a little better. And I'm not going to go in depth on these because that's just really not what this video is going to be about. But one thing that Gale does is they have really awesome kind of search tip tutorials down here. So it kind of takes you through what each of these different things means. I would highly recommend, if you're just kind of getting started with searching, to check out the operators and or not, check out that tutorial section, and also check out the quotation marks. This is a really good way to help make your searches a little more relevant, a little more efficient, and hopefully you'll get the results back that you really want to get. It's what we're always striving to do with these. Then you also have your regular search limiters. You have your content types, so you can either select all, or you can select individual ones depending on the exact type of document type or content type you're looking for here. You can do publication dates, so you can range your publication dates. You can also search these by illustrated works. So if you want to specifically look for, like, let's say you're wanting to look for things related to voting. You want to look for cartoons that might be in any of these manuscripts or documents. You can do that, and then it will search and try to find those things for you. Also drawings, any of that stuff. You can use that to specifically limit your search that way. You can limit it by document type. So, if you're specifically just wanting to look for, memoirs or newsletters or newspapers, notebooks, you can do that. You also have the different archives, which you don't need to mess with this because there's only one archive and we're searching within that archive. So this is kind of superfluous. I don't really know why they put it there, but it's there. You can check it if you want to, but it's absolutely not necessary. You also have collection titles, so this is going to be all of the different collections that we have within this database we have access to. So you can do any of these specific. I always recommend doing Her Story. It's just a fantastic collection. The Grassroots Feminist Organization collections are really, really interesting. The Planned Parenthood Federation of America records. Those are really super interesting. We'll look at those a little more in depth when we look at the actual collections area. It's a little easier to search the collections by using this, but I just want to go ahead and highlight this option on the search page. And then you also get your sub-collection titles. You get your by language, and you also get your source library. So these are all the source libraries which these digitized sources are being offered. So we want to go through. We want to thank every single one of these for allowing us to have access to these amazing primary resources. So if we go back over, actually I want to cover real quick before we do anything else. Publication search. This is where you can actually go by the publications. Again, it's a little easier to navigate it over here, but you can, on the outset, you can go ahead and do this, but you can search publications by country. You can search them by state and province. You can search them by city, and then also, again, by language, and you can adjust your publication dates there. Again, you can do that here, but it is a little easier to kind of search the publications over here, and we are going to cover that in a second, but I do want to at least show you this. And the topic finder, which is amazing. I love this thing. It's such a great kind of visualizer in terms of all the different segments and sections from which you can pull information related to a specific topic within this archive. So if we just look at just voting, for example, you can just type something as simple as that in. And what it's going to do is it's going to work through all of the different document types, all the different areas, all the different collections that it has, and it's going to pull a really cool visualization of all of that for you here that you can go through. You can click here, and what it'll do is it will start pulling documents related to these specific sections. You can either do it by tiles, you can also do it by a wheel function, depending on how you work visually, whichever one works better for you. I'm going to go ahead and stick with the tiles. What we'll do is we'll do a suffrage. What it does is it zooms in on that, and then it just collectively pulls even more topic areas related to that for you. So you can just start going through here. You can click any of these, and then what it will do is it will actually take these 23, and it will shorten it down to whatever amount of documents are related to that specific topic area. So let's look at women's suffrage here. And so you get all of these areas in here. Again, you'll see where you only have 6. If you look at suffrage amendment, again, you'll see where you're only getting 2 options from there, but you're narrowing these document types down to that specific topic area. So let's go ahead and look at amending state constitutions, just to show you what this kind of looks like. And what you'll get is that you have this specific document type that was related to women's suffrage that you now have direct access to. So you can come in here. It is a 20-page document. You are in this page specifically, and you can see that it highlights the main topic area that you looked at and that you searched initially. You have your options to go page by page there. It will link out to other resources within Gale, so other reference resources that Gale has in relation to what you're searching for here. You can go back there. You can get some more background information if you want to. You do have plain text options, so let's say this is pretty easy to read, but for the most part, let's say maybe you're looking at something from like a diary or something that's handwritten that may be a little difficult to read. You can click that and it will actually give you a textualized version of it. This isn't exactly the most efficient way or the nicest or the most aesthetically pleasing way to read it, but it will at least give that option for you so you can kind of view that. You get a table of contents, so you can actually go through this document page by page, see what each different area of that document is, and go straight to that section of the document. And then you also get all of your full citation information, so it's going to give you your title, author, publication date, subcollection, volume, pages, language, document type. Microfilm reel, so this came from a microfilm reel. If you don't know what that is, I'm not going to explain it now, but look it up, Google it. It's really cool. I used microfilm a lot in grad school. It was fun. Source library and also Gale document number. You can get your citations here as well. It's a little bit more of a formatted citation. You get that in any of these different types of formats here. You can also email the information to you. What that email is going to do is it's going to send a citation and the permanent link, which will guaranteed bring you back to this specific page. Always, if it gives you an option for a permanent link, get the permanent link. Don't do the URL. The URL more often than not, 9 times out of 10, is not going to bring you back to this page once you cancel out of the search. So if a database offers you a permanent link, you take that permanent link, and that way you are safe. And then you get your information up here, right? You can see this document is from September of 1916. You actually see the archive that's related to. Again, this is the archive. All of these are related to, but you can't see the exact collection. So let's say this is something really, really cool and you want to see more primary sources related to this collection. You can go specifically to that collection right there. So that's really, really neat. And so what we're going to do now is we're going to look very briefly at collections and publications. Again, here you're getting a much more kind of aesthetically pleasing kind of layout in terms of all the different collections that you can go through. And then again, you can click specifically within these collections and look within those. So you can search specifically within those. You can also go ahead and filter right now. You can filter it by content type, document type, language, or source library if you want to. I always recommend just kind of looking at the different types of collections that you have and just jumping into one and then kind of like limiting it down once you're in there. So let's look at the Planned Parenthood Federation of America records. So you can see that you have a range of 1918 to 1974. So this is going to be the range in which you will have these manuscripts related specifically to the Planned Parenthood Federation of America records. So you get your more info here. It'll explain kind of what's in this collection. You get all of your sub-collection options down here that you can then search within. We're going to go ahead and go with law and legislation. And you're going to get all of these. So you get 76 manuscripts specifically related to law and legislation here. Again, you can filter by collection, sub-collection, languages, document types. So let's say you only want to look at files. You can apply that, and what it's going to do is now going to limit that down to just 55. So now all you're getting are document types that are files. And then you can just go skim through. Let's go ahead and look at Congressional Record 1931. See what this is all about. And then you get this. And again, you can scroll through, so you can go ahead and scroll through the next page. Again, this is going to be a document specifically related to birth control and legalizing birth control. And so you get this. You get this really awesome congressional record, primary source from February 5th, 1931, specifically related to birth control. It's just really, really cool. And you get a lot of different related resources, again, that it will bounce out to for other references. Again, you get your plain text, you get your full citations there, and you get all of your other citation information in here. So this is kind of the really kind of easy, quick way that you will search through the collections option. Now if we go to the publications option, you can see that you get all of the different options that you had before when I showed you that one search page. You get your publication by country, by state province, by city, language, date range, all that good stuff. And then you also just get a complete list of all of the publications. And you see you have 1,003 different publications that you can look through. Let's go and look at Amazon, a feminist journal. Show you that. You can search within this publication here, or you can just kind of just explore, bounce around different issues, and look at different things here. But again, very similar to the collection page. Once you actually find that manuscript, that document type that you're wanting to look at, it comes right up here for you. And you have all the different options. You do have the images, you have the plain text, you have the related resources, you have your table of contents, and this one only has the one there. But one of the really, really cool things is illustrated works. You can actually pull up. If it has multiple illustrated works, you can just kind of hover over and it will give you a preview of what the illustration looks like on that page, and you can go straight to it. So again, really, really cool. This is from the collection Her Story. Again, highly, 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 highly recommend checking out that collection. It's really, really great. So yeah, so if we go back to publications again real quick, just want to run you through what these areas look like when you click in here. If you go through New York, it will show you the only results limited to New York City in relation to these publications. You can click any of these. Again, you can even kind of start limited a little bit more over there. I'm going to go look at Broadside because it's just a really, really cool, again, type of publication. I'm going to go to the first issue. Let you see the cover on this. And this is going to be how we're going to end this video. But this is just so neat. These primary sources are so, so cool and so valuable and so interesting, and just really, really would love to see these utilized a little more around here, just kind of checked out. But again, just very similar to everything else. You get your plain text, you get your document type, you get your table of contents. This does have a lot more in terms of table of contents. You kind of get your idea there. Illustrated works. It only has the one, only has the photograph on the front. It's an amazing photograph. It's an amazing cover. Yeah. So we're just going to end it on there. Again, this was very speedy. If you have any questions or if you want to set up an appointment to get into this in a little more detail, please do so. Otherwise, I hope this video was helpful. I hope you utilize it. You utilize the database, the archive, and have a great day.